Guys, it's all that jazz. If you're new, we're on the road to 1K. Go ahead and join today by clicking that red subscribe button. And if you are not new, then welcome back. You can see a little bit. Wanted to bring a video to tell you guys that I am whole pregnant. If you're subscribed, then you know, and been on my journey with me, you know I've been like, no more kids. This is it. Like, the twins is all I need and we're done. And apparently that did not happen. So we are pregnant again. Don't know what we're having, but at this moment in time I am 13 weeks. And I just wanted to go over like the differences in the first pregnancy, especially being with twins, and the second pregnancy, and just walk you guys through, I mean, how we got here. I mean, we know how we got here, but at the same time we don't know how we got here. I found out was basically just, it was just normal. Like, and no, we weren't trying. Like I told y'all at the beginning, your girl was supposed to be done, I was like, okay, 2 and done. My husband did not want to be done. He did want more children, so hence here we are. No, but for real, I was pretty much missed that time of the month, and was like, well, I hadn't missed it, I was like 4 days late, and like the most I've gone obviously is like 5 days. Well, not obviously, you don't know my life or my body. I was like, all right, you know, we creeping up onto a little long time without it. Ended up like taking a test, but the test expired like 5 months ago or so. So I was, my husband was like, nah, you need to go like to urgent care just to confirm. And I'm like, this one here confirmed, it says pregnant. And you know how if you take tests, sometimes it'd be like, okay, it's taking a long time. No, it just like with the twins, with the boys, it was a fainter line, but this one was like, boom, no ma'am, yes, you are here, you're there. And so I was like, I'm pretty sure, you know. So then I went to urgent care with the boys and everything, just because I was like, okay, I'm not ready to tell anybody, like, if that's the case. So luckily they're so well behaved, like they were good. They were, you know, just like, okay, where mommy says we're going, this is where we're going. So we went to urgent care, and I felt like the same thing. Like, I was just like, dang, I ain't have to come back so quick with the news. Like, just boom, yes ma'am, that is what you are pregnant, so we can recommend an OBGYN for you. Next steps, congratulations, you know. And I was like, dang, that's real quick, like this real hitting me. And I'm gonna tell y'all the things that led up to me realizing, like afterwards, like, oh yeah, I was pregnant. And I remember pulling up to urgent care and smelling like the new mulch that they had put down, and I was like, that's like, it was strong. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, like, you know, you smell stuff, but it's like usually normal smells like food or trash or something. It's like, wow, that's just like, but this was like hit me in my whole, I was like, dang, like it was a strong smell. So that was kind of like confirmation number 1 in my head, where I was like, nah, I never smelled nothing so strongly like this, you know. Not never, because I did with the boys. But I went to urgent care. I was just kind of like sitting on it. Me and my husband were just kind of like, to be honest with y'all, we really were in shock. It's not like, you know, we're not out here being adults doing adult things, but at the same time, it's been, the boys will be 3 this month. Like, he said, what you mean, you know? Him just kind of like had conversation, like, do we want to tell our family? We were just back and forth, like, at what point should we tell them? Like, it's our second pregnancy, so we knew that it wouldn't, like, it's still a big deal, but we were just kind of like, oh, okay, like, should we just let them know? Like, we didn't have to do, I did have like shirts made, which I'm gonna put here, in which I wanted to have it presented to tell our family about it, but we just didn't have enough patience to make that happen. And so we ended up just like telling my mom, told his parents, trickled down to telling my friends and like people, loved ones, all that stuff. I really wanted to wait till the second trimester, but I was like, what if I start showing? And especially my mom, like, y'all know, I talk to my, well, y'all don't know, or you do know if you've been around, that's like, we talk about any and everything. So I was like, I can't not tell my mom. We see her literally like once a week. So I feel like I couldn't hide it for her too much longer. She's gonna be like, what you mean I can't come over? What you mean y'all not coming over? Or what you mean the boy is not going, you can't see the boys, you know? And when I'll be on the phone with her, like it would be late, and I'll be like, I usually don't have to use the restroom that often, but like I'll be like, all right mom, like hold on real quick, I go to the bathroom, like boys, you talk to Mimo, you know, that's what they call her, Mimo. And so, you know, I was like, my mom is an analytical person, so I was like, she's gonna figure it out. Like, I don't have much time before she's like, Jazzy, what's going on, you know? So I ended up showing her and she was shocked. Of course, she was like excited, but she was like, I told you, I knew this was gonna happen. You know how moms are, right? They be like, I knew it. Let's go through all the symptoms that I was having that I realized after, like, oh yeah, that was different. Like that wasn't normal for me to be experiencing. First and foremost, usually like when it's that time of the month, like the most I will crave is like a Twix or a Kit Kat. And this time I randomly went to Whole Foods and got ice cream and a cookie, and it didn't dawn. Like I said, all this I'm about to tell you, I had no clue. I was just like, okay, just that time of the month symptoms, whatever. And so I was just like, why do I want a cookie and ice cream? Like I didn't think about it till later. And I never want ice cream. Like I want Chick-fil-A milkshake and shakes. Usually that's another craving that I'll have. But ice cream and a big chocolate chip cookie, definitely not me. Like, no. And so, because I'm not really a sweets person. And like, if it's an event, like one thing like I'm a grub on is some cake and cupcakes. But outside of that, like you won't catch me really eating sweets all the time. Like, I don't know. I think it just depends. It depends. I can't say never, but sometimes. Something else was I had randomly started listening. I don't even listen to music like that. Like if I'm always listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube video. If I'm listening to music, it's because like we're in the car and I'm playing something the boys want to hear, or just like an oldie or something, or Manuel's playing jams. But for me on my own, I don't really put music on like that. So when I randomly wanted to hear Anthony Hamilton, and I was like, where is this coming from? But I was just like, okay, whatever. Like I guess I'm just feeling that the point of it all. Like that was our engagement video, so I guess I was feeling sap. I don't know. And so then other thing I noticed, like usually I'm a very productive person. So usually like I'm up cleaning or playing with the kids, or I'm cooking, or I'm recording, or I'm editing, or I'm picking up extra hours for work. Like that's just the type of person I am. I will nap, but I am a productive person in the meantime. Like in between time, I try to get stuff done as much as I can. And for some reason I was feeling like real lazy. Like the kids had went to my mom, where was it? They went to my mom's house, I think. And I was just feeling real like I just want a big chill. Like I just wanted to sit back, watch Netflix, and do absolutely nothing. And I never really want to do nothing, often at least. And so I got into also All American. So I try to figure out, I'm trying to use these things to predict the gender as well. Because last time when I had the boys, I randomly wanted to buy a PlayStation. So I was like, duh, I should have known. Like, and I was into Flash, which is a superhero show. Like I should have known that I was having boys because of that, you know? Like, so I'm trying to think of everything, like everything that's happening to lead up to us finding out the gender. Like, oh, it makes sense, because I felt like that PlayStation was key. Like I never wanted to play. I used to play games when I was younger. Like I really was into video games, but it was just a random buy that I wanted. Then another thing was I ate my mom had bought like a pickle randomly that she tried from Publix, and so like she had left it. She was like, just see if the boys like it. And I was like, Mom, I don't think the boys like pickles. They had it with grandma, which is their other grandma, and they didn't really like it, you know? Like they was like, So I tore that pickle up, y'all. And I don't even eat pickles like that either. So that was a random craving that I was like, oh, this is the best pickle I've ever had in my life. The thing is, I started getting clumsy and like forgetful and like, you know, getting pregnancy brain. But I was just like, nah, like I'm not, like, it's just, I don't know why I just kept dropping stuff, like literally just being clumsy. And I'm like, why am I dropping everything? It's like I said, if you ask my husband, otherwise he'd be like, you always been tired. But I was a different kind of tired. I was like, I am having a hard time with getting up out of bed for work. I was having a hard time like just not being super energetic. I was just like, I am dragging. Then after I found out that I was pregnant, that's when I started having like more like regular cravings, where I started, for the first 2 months I just wanted Chinese food. That has now turned into like McDonald's and spicy food. So I love the boneless wings from Zaxby's, the spicy ones, and anything spicy. Soda, I never drink soda like that. I'm not a soda head. And so now my husband's like, that's how I know you're pregnant, because you are a water head, you drink water all the time. But now I want soda, cranberry juice, and those are my two main go-tos right now. And I still drink water. It was a situation in which I had got really easily irritated, where usually I could just like think in my brain like, all right, Jasmine, just like chill, like it's not even that deep, just relax. But I had just got really frustrated, and it was a different kind of frustrated, where I was like, no, like I'm mad, like It's just not like a regular mad where it's like, man, that kind of made me mad and then you move on. Like, no, it's a different kind of mad. Like, why can't I shake it? If y'all know me and y'all watch my channel, you know, like, I'm just this chill person. Like, yeah, I'm feisty, but I still have this chill vibe about me that, like, I'm not, like I always say, I'm not gonna fight nobody. I'm not like ratchet. I'm not crazy loud. Like, it's just not my personality. So when that happened, that I got so upset and was like roar, I was like, oh, I'm tripping. Like, why am I, you know? Like I said, then the Netflix show All American, there was like a scene, which spoiler alert if you watch it, or I mean if you have not watched it, where Spencer got shot, and I was like really bawling because I was like, wow, like he really got shot. And then they took Taye Diggs off. That made me emotional. Like, I was just like, it has to be super sad of a movie for me to get emotional and like cry about it. But I was just really like boo-hooing, like it was the end of the world. And I was like, yep, I'm pregnant. So I can say from the first 3 months of this pregnancy, it's different from my twin pregnancy because I've had a little bit more emotions than I feel like I had last time. Pretty much the same physical symptoms though. Everything's going well, thankfully. No morning sickness, nothing that's abnormal at the moment outside of like the symptoms of a pregnancy. You know, being tired, being emotional, being hungry. I'm definitely hungry every hour, every 2 hours. And I'm grubbing. I can only eat so much at a time, and then I'm getting hungry quicker because I get full quicker. Now that I'm in the second trimester, I do have like a little bit more energy. I don't feel as like I'm dragging through the days I did in the beginning, like in the first trimester. So I'm trying to take advantage of the energy, just use that energy while I can, because I know come third trimester, I'm gonna be back to like, I'm sleep, let's go to sleep. And luckily the boys are at a stage where they entertain themselves. Like, I mean, I do have to be like, let's not flip off the couch. And I know when it's time to be like, okay, let's get out the house, let's go here, let's do that. I think this is a good stage. Like, since we're at it, having another kid, I think this is a good stage. So far, I haven't had baby yet to say like, oh yeah, this is a great gap. But right now, being pregnant with them, like I said, because they're just like pretty much well behaved, like they're boys, so they're fighting and they're like roughhousing and all that stuff. But outside of that, it's nothing that I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is just so much. Being a mom and a wife in itself is just gonna be a lot, so that's part of it. But as far as like them as kids, they're just really great kids, so it's nothing that I'm like, oh man, I got these bad kids and I'm pregnant and I'm a, you know what I mean, like they really do listen. You know, they're toddlers, so they get emotional, they cry, and I have to regulate their emotions, regulate my own emotions. There's a lot that comes with being a mom. They did tell me that, like, because I already had a C-section, that this particular practice that I'm going to will not be able to do a VBAC. So I don't really like that, and I'm still kind of trying to figure that out, just because I do want to try for natural. I was also thinking about the medical centers, like the natural ones and stuff like that. This time around, I'm gonna try my hardest to breastfeed, and with them, I did definitely try, but with 2 at a time. And shout out to the people who do or have done that, but with 2 at a time, it's just a lot, because pumping in its own session is a whole job. So like when you're not breastfeeding, you basically should be like pumping, and then after you pump, you gotta put it, you know, in the fit. Like, it's the whole process, and could have tried, but I think I was just like overwhelmed with like being a new mom and trying to even figure out what's wrong, how to change a diaper, how to, you know, give them a bath. Like, it was just so much. So now another good thing about this part is that I feel like I've learned so much. Not an expert mom, but I learned so much with them that and it's just one, so I kind of feel like I got it. I think one thing that I'm just not ready for is the no sleep again, the waking up every hour, 2 hours. I mean, hopefully they sleep pretty decent for the most part, but I think that's the only part that I was like, whew, that stage was hard. Like, that's difficult, especially now with 2 extra kids that I'm gonna have to have energy for, you know. Like, when I think about it, at least like now that I'm here, I'm like, dang, at least when they were asleep, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna take this quick nap, and when somebody pop up, I'm gonna pop up. But now, like, if I put baby to sleep at 11 a.m. and or 9 a.m. and the boys are up, I still have to be with the boys, you know. So, or I still have to be, you know, like, now it's toddler time, then baby time, toddler, and then just balancing that. Other things I'm thinking about is like leaving the house. Like, it's gonna be a whole ordeal just to get out the house. Like, I know I got it, I know we got it. I think it's just gonna be like, here's an additional like thing, additional child to get ready, additional like bags to pack. Like I feel like when I leave the house, I'm gonna need a whole suitcase every time we go. Just like it's just gonna be a lot. But like I said, I do know from experience with my current twins what to do, what to pack, you know, what's needed and not needed for the babies, you know. So that was, you know, I have like some experience we have experience under our belt. So I think we got it. I know we got it. But y'all, it was definitely a surprise. Definitely not planned. But we're still excited to add to the family. Of course, everybody is rooting for a girl because we got 2 boys already. For me, I can't even tell you what I think it is. One day I think it's a girl and the next day I think it's a boy. I have zero clue because my cravings are so versatile. So one day I am craving sweet and I want ice cream, and then the next day I'm craving like spicy, salty food. The only big difference with the boys that I crave was I wanted meat all the time. Like I wanted burgers all the time. Right now I don't really have a specific, like I wanted protein like a lot, and I was like, okay, that makes sense because that's what they say about boys, you want protein. But for right now, I just pretty much want chicken. Chicken at this stage is like the best, and that's how I was with the boys too. So I'm like, it could be another boy. Like, that's what makes me be like, oh, it's probably another boy, especially because everybody thinks it's a girl or wants it to be a girl. But then when I'm like wanting ice cream and cranberry juice, which I don't really like drink juice like that, I'm like, maybe it's a girl. Anyway, I just be looking at the old wives' tales and all of that stuff, trying to figure out what it is. But I think I have, this week I'm actually gonna go take a test and get the time to see what it is, and then we'll do like an intimate gender reveal and just kind of send it out to family and friends. We're not gonna do any like big or major. This is a long chatty video, but I just wanted to update you guys that we are having another child. Of course, I'll be bringing like more mom content, more wife content, just things of our normal day that I feel like would be helpful. I think the biggest thing that I want to bring to my channel is just like side note is that like to show a normal life and to show like a normal home, to show normal wife and mom life, because you don't really see that. You see everything like so aesthetic, everything all nice and clean and pretty, and it's like no. So that's what's coming up on the channel, and also more about the pregnancy. I'll be like dropping little videos about that here and there if you guys are interested. But yeah, so that's what's new with me. That's what's going on. Comment below if you have more than 2 children and how that went or is going. If you stayed to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.